Okay, hello. Hope you're well as you tune into this. By the time this gets posted, currently it is the 27th of January. And by the time you see this, it'll probably be like closer to mid-April. So, hello, time traveler, how's it going? So, before I even say anything, I know that I'm doing pretty well. I know that I'm doing just fine, you know what I mean? Given the circumstances, but I don't know, I've been teetering at just over $1,000, and it's been really frustrating because I just want to fucking like continue saving. I just want to make my money so I can get this car and do what I do, you know what I mean? And I had a conversation with my mom earlier today, and I have come to accept her as she is. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to change her. I don't wish that she, I mean, I do wish she was different, but you know what I mean? It is what it is. But we were having a conversation, and I say conversation lightly because if you can call it that, you know what I mean? She tried to force me to do something I didn't want to do, and I told her what my plans were, and it turned into this like hostile thing of like me defending myself and being like, you know, stop trying to fucking tell me what to do or tell me what you think I need to do. You know what I mean? Like, obviously it wasn't said like that, but you know what I mean? That was basically the tone in one way or another. And I don't know, it's just so obvious to me when somebody is working against me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a fuck how many people try to tell me that this woman has my best interest at heart. Like, her actions don't show that. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't. It doesn't make sense. Like, what do you mean we're in the same space for like hours at a time and you don't try to like make conversation with me? You don't try to ask me how I'm doing. You don't, you know what I mean? This is my mother. This isn't just a random person. You know what I mean? Like, and I get it. Nobody owes anybody anything. But like, at the same time, it's like, don't try to lie to me. Don't try to tell me that you care and you like, you behave that way. You know what I mean? Once again, I have like, right now in this moment, I just bought some marijuana. And I only did that because I will be getting paid tomorrow. So, you know, I'll be able to supplement. But I've been teetering just at like 1,000. And it's like the stress from it. You know what I mean? Because I was never taught financial responsibility. I was never taught how to handle money properly. Like, even now, still to this day, I just continuously see my mother, see my family make really stupid financial decisions. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't enjoy yourself. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, you know what I mean? But like, the amount of money, the amount of energy spent on like frivolous activities, you know what I mean? It's crazy. And then once again, she'll turn around and try to tell me what I need to do with my energy, with my money. And it's like, girl, what? Shut up. And I don't know. I'm just talking candidly. Also, I don't have that much time. I'm just realizing I have 5 minutes left. I'm going to talk a little bit candidly. It's really hard for me to wrap my head around the idea that any parent would ever have it in their mind that they would like purposely put negativity onto their child. Like, that's a thing that I cannot wrap my head around. But I've noticed that it's such a fucking common thing in our world for parents to like feel some type of way about their kids and like sabotage. And once again, I cannot imagine that. I cannot having that mindset. You know what I mean? And I'm not necessarily saying that 110% I am sure, but you know what I mean? To me, it's like pretty obvious. It's like, you know, you don't try to encourage what I already do. You just try to steer me in a direction that I feel is like, you know what I mean? It's like, come on. Like, cause one thing about it, she'll complain a lot of the time that like, and I say we, because it's, you know, I have brothers and that's also a factor, but she'll say that we don't clean up after ourselves and we need to do that. And sometimes I forget, but like, it's one of those hypocritical things of like, you also don't. Like, there's so many times where you like leave such a mess. You know what I mean? And like, I try to clean up after myself. I try to take the effort to like, you know, if I make a big enough a mess, you know what I mean? But I don't know. It's like, one thing I've learned is that people like this, all they know how to do is point the finger at other people. You know what I mean? These people don't know how to accept things as they are. So they always have to complain, they always have to try to change something, you know what I mean? And it's different from just being a perfectionist, because at least in that sense, you want things to be better, but like in this sense, it's just nitpicking, it's just being annoying, being grumpy, you know what I mean? Because there's always a way to communicate things, and if you genuinely wanted things to get done, you would make sure that it happened, you know what I mean? People do what they want to do, people get what they want to get, and I hate the excuse of like, how do I say this? Because, like, no matter how you look at it, I am the child. I don't say that to victimize myself or make it seem like, you know what I mean, I'm some helpless, because that's not how I look at it. But no matter how you look at it, like, the parent is supposed to be the one. And sure, there are extreme cases where, like, the child is the menace, is the problem. But, like, I don't know. You go back and look at my videos and see the way I articulate myself and see the way that I like talk about my issues and tell me that I'm the problem. You know what I mean? I want you to do that. I dare you to do that, because you'd be lying to yourself. You know what I mean? Like, and it is possible. I could be putting on a front. This could be a front. But like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Like, believe whatever you want to believe. But this is a common thing. It's not just about me. That's not, you know, that's not the only reason why I'm saying that. Like, it happens to a lot of people. There's a lot of people who go through this shit and don't have the same awareness that I do. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I'm just making the video, spreading the message, because it's the crazy world we live in. And if you don't have that awareness, you're not, you know what I mean? You'll have a harder time navigating. You know what I mean? Because there's so many people who go through this but don't recognize that that's what it is. And so they continuously make these poor choices, they continuously get sabotaged because they don't understand that it's an external influence. They just blame themselves. You know what I mean? Like, most addictions come from that sort of energy, like people like projecting bullshit onto people, you know what I mean? And so once again, awareness is key, man, because it's a crazy world. And if you don't know, now you know. But yeah, I'm gonna end this here. I hope this did something. I hope this was useful in some way. And I do appreciate you tuning in. Thanks. And I hope you have a nice rest of your day. I hope you stay prayed up. I hope you take care of yourself. Stay hydrated. And deuces.